guys. Okay, first of all, I want to apologize on this late post. I wasn't going to do a video post. I was going to type it out like I've been doing lately. But I figured, you know what, let me get back to some YouTube and stuff. I haven't posted any video blogs in quite some time, and I would like to get back to that every now and again. I'm here to talk about Aquaman. Saw it on Thursday. I missed the Amazon Prime premiere last week. I was kind of bummed out about it, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. It's cool. It's all good. Anyway, I had Jason Momoa. That's my guy. Anyway, the movie is good. I'm gonna just come off to that, give it a thumbs up and say that it's awesome before I even get into my review. Like, I have some gripes about the flick. Not many, but I do have some. What makes this movie great, aside from Jason Momoa, is the fact that the know-hows, the powers that be at Warner Brothers, did not do their chop, 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 chop. They let this man, James Wan, have complete creative control, which was why the movie is as good as it is. Probably that's why Wonder Woman was as good as it was, because they didn't come and say, oh, we don't like that, take that out, put this in here. How about you do this and how much you do that? If you're going to be a producer, produce. If you're going to be a media conglomerate, whatever. Directors direct. Actors act. Let the people who are doing what they're doing do what they do. And that's why this movie works. I know the DC universe has not had the best of luck as far as films go now. If you watch the animated movies, the animated shows that they have out there, and even the stuff that's on the CW, these shows are actually doing good. Smallville was on air for like 10 years. There have been a plethora of other Superman shows that have been pretty good. And they're working. Like, people are just looking at the Marvel TV show movies and thinking, oh, Marvel's killing it. Marvel's doing good there, but DC is actually doing good at plenty other places. Titans is actually pretty dope too. I was kind of like on the wire about it. Like, I try to go into these movies just not expecting it to suck and not expecting it to be great. Just totally unbiased. I went into Aquaman for really one reason. I wanted to see Jason without a shirt on. I'm just putting it out there. I didn't give a shit how bad the movie was going to be. As long as he was topless in a majority of this film and just present with all his manliness, I was satisfied. I got my money's worth. I got what I actually paid for. But that's not why you're here. You're here to know if this movie is worth seeing. Yes. Aquaman is not as a shitty character as most people think. He actually has a lot of dope powers that until Super Friends came around back in the day, he was just like, I mean, I know you guys have heard of Poseidon and you know, all that other good stuff. Like, he has some skills and he's done some things you like, you know, like, really? You about to sacrifice your kid? Like, who do you think you are? Abraham? Like, dude really got some stuff. Like, he's bulletproof. Like, his skin is impenetrable, so he can withstand, like, the heat as hot as the core of the middle of the earth. You know, not too much more hotter than that. He has super strength. He can hear very, very far, like sonic hearing, like way, way far away. Like, I don't know if that's kind of like the monsters in A Quiet Place, but you can hear, like, if you can hear things far away underwater, that means your hearing is pretty good. Oh, and he can see in the dark. So he has a lot of powers, and that's just naming a few that, and he can do that with or without the trident, a lot of that stuff. But he can breathe underwater. He can see underwater. You know, it's a lot of things that he can do that, like I said, over the last few decades, kind of got overshadowed by the fact that he was clowned by his other, you know, by fans of the comic book world, of the DC comics or whatever. And, you know, when you put him next to Superman and Batman, Batman is rich with a bunch of gadgets and he's super smart. And then you got Superman. Then you got Wonder Woman, so she's awesome. And then it's like, oh, what did you do? And then you got Green Lantern and, you know, Martian Manhunter and all these other people that have been in the Justice League and whatnot. And then it's like, oh, Aquaman, you talk to fish. He can do so much more than that. And this movie shows that. You see him getting shot at. They're just like, what? Really? That's all you got? You know, like, that's what I like about this movie. They don't make Aquaman look like a shitty comic book character. This is a character that if you go back and look at some of the stuff, he was dope. Like I mean, I'm a victim of that. I was one that was like, he talks to fish. Then I watched Smallville. When Alan Richardson, I believe is his name, played him. He actually plays Hawk on the new Titans with the Hawk and Dove. He plays him, and he did a pretty decent job. Like he did the whole environmentalist thing. Although his take on the character was like kind of like surfer dude. Hey, bro, you know, he said bro a lot. Go back, watch the show. Regardless of such, he did a good job playing him as well too. Like he actually swam faster than Superman. So it was just like, oh, he's pretty dope. But he wasn't bulletproof on the show. I didn't like that. Regardless, you know, he drew his power from water on the show and different things. But still, he was pretty okay on that show. I mean, and Jason Momoa does him great. Like, honestly, if you watch stuff like Super Friends and just like go off of your basic assumptions of this character, you know, you're gonna be like, oh wow. But read stuff like, I think it's King of Atlantis or King of something, but it was something that a comic book that I read a while ago, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, Blondie, calm down. Then, you know, he got the scar, I mean, the eyes missing. Like, he's kind of scary. And then you think about stuff, like I said, like Poseidon. Like, basically, they took a lot of the stuff that Poseidon, who he was, and put it into Aquaman. And they changed his look over here. He didn't have the clean-cut Ken look with, you know, green tights and a tight orange top, you know. And that's another thing I want to get on, his uniform, his outfit. I like the Justice League version of what he wore, even though it didn't look like it was something that you could swim in comfortably. However, what he wore in this was still true to the comic books. The orange was more gold. The green was more like a hunter green. So his outfit was pretty dope. He doesn't wear it until the end. Spoiler alert. There'll be no more spoilers in this show. In this skit. But other than that, like he has the trident and different things make him decent in this movie. His supporting cast, the actress that plays Mira, the actress that plays his mom, Nicole Kidman, their acting and fighting skills was awesome. I mean, Nicole Kidman is a phenomenal actress. She's been around for a while. She knows the whole thing. She was dope as his mother. I didn't know how that was going to work out because I'm like, his mom is kind of badass from what I remember and what I know. And Nicole Kidman does fill that role well. She was cast very well. I had my doubts. I'm not going to lie. I had my doubts. But when I saw her fighting, I was just like, okay, Nikki. Oh, she got some skill. His dad is decent. His dad, you know, of course, is human. He doesn't have any superpowers, but he does teach him a lot of things as far as his culture and history and whatnot. And that actually plays a pivotal role in Jason Momoa's character and his ethnicity and so on and so forth. So that was pretty neat how they put that in there. James Wan really did the damn thing. Like I said, he had control creatively of his movie, and the WB, Warner Brothers, wasn't in there doing what they did to the Justice League. And that's what makes this movie great. The special effects are pretty okay, considering the movie is like half underwater for the most part. So there's a lot of CGI, motion capture involved, I guess, because you got the sea creatures. I mean, if people are going to be on sharks and alligators and all this other stuff, obviously it has to be CGI. But I'm not sure how much real aquatic life they used in a lot of these movies, but I mean, in a lot of these scenes in this movie. But for the most part, they were filmed very well. And I guess maybe James Wan's horror thing that he has, some of them were kind of scary looking. But it was pretty dope. Like I said, this is a well put together movie. Speaking of put together, it is 2.5 hours long. There is a mid-credit scene. There's nothing at the end of the credits. Once you see that mid-credit scene, go home, go to the bathroom. Another character I want to talk about is Black Manta. Black Manta is not the prime focus of this movie. He is in the movie to introduce him, to set him up for future movies. He does have some scenes. You do kind of get his background story as to why he hates Aquaman. And then we go from there. And then you see him building the Black Manta suit and why he chooses that name. But other than that, he's not in the majority of the scenes. The main villain of this movie is his brother, who's wants to be in charge of Atlantis and wants to pretty much wage war against us, you know, land dwellers or whatever. Anyway, that being said, like I said, the movie is good. The acting is good. The effects are pretty decent. Some acting is a little over the top and overacting and extra dramatic, but I mean, it's okay. Don't let the people that are just aware about all Marvel movies make you think that Aquaman is a shitty character, because he's actually not. If you go back and people do this thing that they, I suggest all the time, it's called reading. Try that. You will actually see that. And I had to do that too. I had to go back and look. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Aquaman is pretty... Yeah, he kind of fierce. But I went back. I read a few things. Had to brush up on some stuff. I wish my kid was here, because she would tell you. She knows comic stuff more than I do. I know comic stuff, but she really knows comic stuff. And my pop kind of knows it too. But anyway, regardless, she's not, and you have to settle here for me. I'm trying to get her into these comic book debates with me, but anyway, there goes my review for Aquaman 2018, starring Jason Momoa, directed by James Wan. It's probably, again, it's a setup towards maybe a future Justice League movie. I'm not sure. Justice League made a lot of money, so it's probably going to get a sequel, but it did piss off a lot of people. So they're gonna have to tread softly. But with the release of Wonder Woman in 2020 and maybe a Cyborg and standalone Flash movie coming along, hopefully, maybe, possibly, they will do some damn things. And don't let people, also another thing about Marvel versus DC. DC has a lot of good stuff out there. You got the stuff that's on the CW, which are the TV shows, and you got their animated series. And their animated flicks, check those out. Not just Batman, not just Superman, not just Justice League. Some of those standalone flicks, wow. You know, they're pretty good. They're pretty dope. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know, this is probably not going to be my last video blog, but I won't be doing one for a while. I will be back to typing. So check out drunkeninsomniacwriter.com for more updates, blog posts, news, rants, raves, reviews, all of that. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Sorry, I'm unscripted as usual. And I hope to get some comments down there. And stay awesome, be honest, be loving, be true, be dope, be you.